Good day, everyone. So today we shall be diving into woodwork machine. In our previous lessons, we've learned woodwork and tools. But today we'll be talking about woodwork machine, replacing hand tools, or rather making the work better than hand tool. So we shall be looking at the woodwork machine, specifically making the work to be more precise and the use of electricity. Right, so let's dive into this. Now, why do we need woodwork machine? What is the purpose of woodwork machine? Number one, for efficiency. When we use machine to work instead of hand tool, it significantly reduces the time and effort compared to the use of hand tool. Machine makes work faster than hand tool, and that leads us to mass production. When we use machine to work, it enables us to produce more, enable large-scale manufacturing of wood products with consistency. We will not have the reason of, oh, I'm tired, I can't work today because of the fact that we are using our hand and to work. So you produce more, you make more products with the use of woodwork machine. And lastly, woodwork machine makes some difficult tasks to be carried out, some difficult tasks that are difficult to be carried out by our hand. The woodwork machine will make it easier to be done. So these are the three reasons or three purposes for the use of woodwork machine. Right? So what are these woodwork machine? We shall be talking about six of them: the circular sewing machine, the surface planing machine, the thicknessing machine, the drill press machine, the wood large machine, and the band saw machine. Right? So let's dive into this machine one after the other. The first one here is the circular sewing machine. This woodwork machine is used for resawing and preparing timbers into suitable sizes for joinery and furniture. So if you want to split wood into different sizes, you'll need for circular sewing machine. So it helps in dividing up or breaking wood into suitable sizes. And this is a typical example of a circular sewing machine. Okay, it has an handle, it has a trigger switch, it has the blade, that's the saw, the cutting part itself, and it has the guards, the blade guards. Okay. Now this machine helps in splitting wood into what? Into various sizes, as you could see in the diagram. Another machine that is used in the woodwork is the band sawing machine. The band sawing machine also is used for splitting wood into sizes, but its own feature is that it allows the upper pulley to move. This is a typical diagram of a band sawing machine. So it's just like a circular sewing machine. It's also used for splitting wood into different sizes, but in its own case, it allows this pulley, the upper part of the pulley, to move, okay, up and down, and this ensures smooth and consistent cutting, unlike the circular sewing machine. So this one will give you a smoother cutting than that of circular sewing machine. All right. And another one that we have is the surface planing machine. This machine is crucial for removing marks from some timber. Timbers naturally, most of them have marks when they have been brought from the forest. So if you need a machine to remove those marks, okay, you come with this surface planing machine. So it on use is for removing marks on timbers. Okay, and it also ensures smooth surface. It remove marks and also make sure that the wood is smoothly prepared. All right, so it remove marks which we call wind or twist. This mark can be in form of wind or in form of twist. This is the typical diagram of a surface planing machine. So it does two work. It removes marks and it smoothing the surface of wood. Okay. Then the next one is called a thicknessing machine. According to the name, this machine is exclusively used for planing wood to a specific thickness. This is the typical diagram of the machine. This is the sample wood. You could see that the wood has been placed on the table of the machine. Okay, we call it the front table. Now, by the time you start turning the hand wheel or probably turn on the switch, then this wood will be taken in by the front table and it will resize this wood to the expected thickness or the required thickness. And for optimal operation, the front table retracts from the cutter block, allowing the wood chips to fly out efficiently. So as the table takes in the wood in, it retracts and comes out again so that the chips coming out from the wood can fly out efficiently. So the major work of thicknessing machine is to plane a machine to a reasonable thickness or to require thickness. Okay, used for what? For planing a wood rather to a reasonable thickness. It's used for planing a wood to a reasonable thickness. All right. Now the next one is called the drill press machine. The drill press machine, according to the name, is used for operations such as boring. Okay, when you're talking about boring and making road, sanding, and mortising. Majorly, it's made for boring, for creating hole in wood. And this chalk part is where you put your bead. The bead is like your nail, so you put a bead there, and this table is where you place the wood. And once the machine is on, this chalk drills the wood through the bit that is connected to it, and then boom, the hole is made. So it's majorly made for creating holes or bore in a wood. Contain the chalk, like I said before, the drill bit that is connected to the chalk, an adjustable table. This is the table here, so that you can control how the hole is made. So this is how it works. Once the switch is turned on, the drill start rotating and the hole begin to create the hole in the wood. Okay, now the next one here is known as the wood latch machine. This is the image diagram here. Why this is just a kind of video version of it. Now, what does it do? This wood latch machine is used for various turning tasks. If you want to turn a wood, as you could see here, you could see this wood here. This is the wood now. It's being turned by the machine. This is the machine here, and this is the wood. The wood is being attached within the radius, the head stock, and the hand wheel of the machine. So it's made to turn a wood, okay, for various tasks. Maybe you want to shape in the wood to a cylindrical shape. As the wood is turning, it is actually placed on a rest. It's called the two rest. So as it's turning, then you can see this man here taking a file to be cutting it, to be cutting the wood that is turning, okay, to a reasonable size. But its own major work as a wood line machine is to keep turning the wood, until the reasonable cut has been made on it or whatever purpose is being turned. All right, so that's how it works. So the part are there, the switch that either that makes it to keep rotating or to stop rotating. The headstock, the two rest where the wood is placed to rest, the hand wheel, okay, for you to turn it, for you to turn the wood so that it can be pinned into the other side of the wood. And then it has this, we call it this bird, this large bird. That one is there so that the wood can be firm. So one of the features is that it has a sturdy construction. I mean, a strong construction. The strong construction consists of the large bed, this is it here, where the two rest is connected. Now, this sturdy construction makes the machine to be strong enough to allow any kind of wood to be placed therein. Another feature of it that it has variable speed. You can make the speed of you can make the speed of the radius to be high or low, depending on the kind of work you are doing. If you want the wood to be spinning faster, then you increase the speed. If you want it to be spinning slowly, and also increase the speed. For whatever case you want, you have your control on it. Once you turn on the switch, then you can control it to the required speed you want. As you can see this man here, as the wood is rotating, is splitting his file to cut it to a reasonable size that he wants. All right, so now that we have learned some of the wood machine, we'll now want to evaluate ourselves. In our previous lessons, we've learned woodwork and tool, and today we've learned woodwork machine. So we're going to discuss the benefit of using woodworking machine over the manual method, that's the woodwork hand tool. That's one. Another thing is you're going to identify two traditional hand tools used in woodworking aside from the woodwork machine that we have talked about today. All right, so that's your assignment for this lesson. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day. Bye for now.